You know what happens at 4:30 this afternoon, right after Say Yes to Life? The Bishop's Corner. And today's show is going to feature about 5 questions. And the hand-picked, I guess, highlight question of the week from Bishop Thomas is about this.
We are going to Stuart in Toledo.
Hi, Stuart. Thanks for writing.
Dear Bishop, our church has always taught about the way we care for the deceased body should be one of dignity. Now there is a state considering allowing the composting of human bodies after death. They are stating that it is just another form of cremation. Since we now allow for cremation, would this fit with Catholic teaching?
Thank you, Stuart. And what a very good question. And I know this question has actually come up more recently. I guess the first thing I'd say, Stuart, is you might not be aware that on our website, we have funeral guidelines for the Diocese of Toledo for priests and then for the faithful. So you can go to those guidelines which walk people through what should happen, and from a Catholic perspective, of course, when one of the faithful dies or, for example, a priest dies. But I want to really be very, very careful to say, of course, that care for human remains is crucial to retain human dignity even after death. So you can look to go to the documents, right, Pat? 2023, the USCCB Committee on Doctrine stated in their letter on the proper disposition of bodily remains, quote, in recent years, newer methods and technologies for disposition of the bodies of the deceased have been developed and presented as alternatives to both traditional burial and cremation. A number of these newer methods and technologies, however, pose serious problems in that they fail to manifest the respect for last remains that the Catholic faith requires. And so, Stuart, for example, I would send you, again, go to the website because it's really well done. The Maryland Catholic Conference has documentation on human composting, which was your question. And the General Assembly, it says, is considering legalizing human composting, also called, quote, natural organic reduction, end quote, or terramation. So just so our folks hear these terms, huh?
Right.
Human composting is a process of placing a deceased person in a container, usually metal, and in a warehouse, along with dirt, fungi, and other materials for weeks or months until the body breaks down. Bones may need to be manually broken down. At the end, the person's remains are mixed in 400 pounds of dirt, about the same as 36 bags of mulch. Without your knowledge, you could be walking on human remains, eating produce grown with human remains, or children could be playing in dirt mixed with human remains. Now, does that sound a little bit direct? Absolutely, it does. So it's, the Maryland Catholic Conference delineates it's not environmentally friendly, nor is it affordable comparatively, and it's not Catholic because it disrespects the human person. So I hope, Stuart, that's helpful for you and for your discussion and a few resources for you to tap.